season, My Hero Academia, Close Ultra. Manga, anime, news, and more. Close Ultra.
Hello and welcome to the My Hero Academia podcast, episode 113. And with me today are your co-hosts, Kendra.
Hello.
And Sophie.
Hello.
Oh, and then there's Gary.
Oh, and there's Gary.
I'm over in the corner. Let me know when you need me. Anyway, hi everybody.
And I'm James. Hello. Hi.
Yay. And today we're going to talk about chapter 278, as well as an email that we got a few weeks ago that we missed several times. Sorry
it's
about
very
that.
topical, though.
Yes. And now we're going to jump on into the news really quick. First off the bat is that we have a cover for volume 8 of Vigilantes, which is coming out November 3rd. I don't like, it's too busy. Like, I do like that we kind of see the two eraser heads, but then, like, it has, like, so much other stuff on it.
It has stuff on the background, yeah. Like you were saying, there's too much going on. Like, the background just seems too busy and takes away the focus from the foreground.
But I guess, did it already do it before? I do like we get the scary villain guy who hasn't got to cover himself yet. Maybe he has. I haven't been paying attention. Knuckle Duster, and then All Might's there for some reason. Thanks,
Is
All
he
Might.
in any of those chapters?
I don't know. I don't think
He's
so.
in, I don't know when exactly Volume 8 takes place, but he does make a brief appearance because him and Captain Celebrity are on the same panel. That much I remember.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just like, alright.
I'd have to go back and read and find out where Volume 8 starts, but I know there's a panel with All Might and Captain Celebrity.
Yeah, one in the American All Might and Japanese All Might.
Yeah. Bring back Captain Celebrity, though. I love him, too.
Eh.
I used to hate him, but then I liked his character. Like
I hope
like
he
his
does
wife.
not die.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. His wife is cool. She should come back instead. She could be a hero.
Yeah.
Did he name himself Captain Celebrity, do you think, when he was like 15?
Honestly,
Is that the
probably.
hero name he chose?
It suits his personality, like in present day Vigilante. So I don't know what.
I don't know. That is interesting. Maybe he did have the same personality all throughout, and maybe he had like scandals in school or something.
Ooh. And sadly, the live stream got canceled for the stage play. I think we all kind of saw that coming, but I do hope that everyone's doing okay, because apparently some people might have tested positive for COVID on it. So, I don't know, hope they recover well. There is some One Justice news. Gary.
Yeah, the second DLC character has been announced, and it's Mei Hatsume,
Yay!
everybody's favorite gadget girl.
Yay. I guess, like, she can fly around, which is cool. I would just want to have her fight against Ida all the time, would be what I would do.
Poor
Oh. Imagine if, you know when they can tag team other characters in, if she tag teams Ida and if you had the two working together and they get some sort of, like, weird super move.
Yeah, because like Bakugo, Kirishima, and Denki all have like a special one together. So that would be cool if she had like a Ida and like Midoriya one. That would be fun. She does have, like Kendra mentioned, like in the announcement I'm guessing it was from Shonen Jump this week. It shows her fighting Ochako, and it's like, why not show her fighting Ida? That's what the public wants. Anyway,
it's what the public demands.
Yeah,
Because
maybe they think.
Ochako wants to fight her for the love of Midoriya, who's just standing there like, I don't know what's going on.
Ooh.
What is
Anyway.
this?
Yeah. I guess that's true, because she was a little jealous of her at one point, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, it shows her like lifting a bomb and shooting a net at Ochako and like getting her captured in there, and then like with a jetpack. So she looks like she's making good use of her babies.
I guess, like, a note on Ochako, like, I guess she could just, like, fly away and, like, take the net off. Right?
take the net off.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Take the net off.
I
Yeah,
guess, like,
it's-
I don't understand that. That's, I guess, if they
It's like if
hang
the
them
net
up.
has a weight, if the nets have weights on the bottom, it probably wouldn't be so like easy because they could get tangled up and tied
But
up.
weights don't work on Oshiko.
But she touched the weights, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know. I'm being much too technical for a video
Yeah,
game where they
it's
just want to
fighting
give her
game logic.
gadgets.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And James, I think you had the author's comment, or maybe I should do
Well, I
it.
was gonna say had some other news actually.
Oh yeah.
We finally got the home release dates for My Hero Academia Heroes Rising, which should hit the shelves on October 27th. There was an error for the Steelbook version. That was said September 29th, but that has been corrected. You can get the Steelbook version at Best Buy, and if you pre-order Heroes Rising on Funimation or Right Stuff, they have these exclusive Deku and Bakugo acrylic keychains. I didn't see a picture of them, so it might be just a surprise when you get them, but it's a first come, first serve, so the earlier you order them, the higher chance you'll get of getting those keychains.
If people don't know what a steelbook version is, like me,
Okay, a
what is
Steelbook
it?
is a DVD case that is made out of like very thin steel, like it's press formed, and like the inside's the plastic bit so it holds the DVD or whatever. But it usually comes with exclusive art that's painted on steel, which usually it's different art than what the original cover looks like. But I don't know how to explain the aesthetics of Steelbook unless you're like one of those guys that orders Steelbooks like I do.
Is it like
Sounds
etched
very
onto
fancy.
it, kind of?
It's not etched, it's like painted, and I think it's painted using like the same process they paint cars on. But I don't know how to explain it. The art on Steelbooks looks very nice though. It looks like, I don't even know how to explain, but not glossy or nothing. It's just like it's part of the steel. You'd have to like see one in person to get what I'm talking about, but usually they come with different art or a different like art on the back or something like that. But
Nice.
Can you display the art?
I mean, you just put it on your DVD shelf. I mean, you can if you want. I just like, I don't know. I like collecting them just because like they usually come with different art on the cover.
Nice. I know I ordered the normal one, so I'm excited. I wonder if I was in time to get the keychains.
Yeah, same. I want the keychains.
Yay.
I was just gonna say they should have Tetsu on the cover because he's.
I
really
would
cute.
love if they did that. That would have been amazing.
Yes, he should on the cover of everything. That's what
I
I'm
wonder if
excited.
there's any people that don't like Tetsu.
I don't know, but I'm willing to fight them.
They just don't like it because his name takes too long to say.
That's the beauty of it.
Oh, I guess
Or
people
sometimes
do
you
like
just-
abbreviations.
He has like the ultimate comic book name because usually it's like alliterative, which is like the same letter, but instead it's just the same name. I guess like the characters are different, but
Yeah.
it's the same. Why? Yeah, can you imagine like your kid comes out and you're like, you know what? I like our last name. Let's just give him the same name again, slightly different. I don't know. It's funny. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. And out of Tetsu news, we did get an author comment, and Horikoshi said, "I was glad I was able to do Battle and Jump with Furodate-san. Congratulations on the conclusion of Haikyuu. Yay!" And I had to stop because I worried that I confused Horikoshi with Furodate because I do that sometimes. Because I'd have podcasts about Haikyuu, read it, or read Haikyuu, listen to our podcast. I'm going to cry on it. Yay. Glowing recommendation. Of happiness. It was the bright part of my day today, and then work happened and other things. But do we have any other news that we wanted to get out of the way?
I think that's it.
Yes.
This is my hero academia.
So now we're gonna jump into chapter 278. And it starts off right off the bat with Jiro. I like the way her hair is colored. Like, she's so shocked that it's, like, changing the color of her hair, almost.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm going to go too much detail here, but, like, her eyes, like, one of them is, like, normal, and the other one is, like, pinpoint.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And, Kaminari's like, "What's up, Jiro Jack? We're back!"
I love Jiro Jack.
Yeah.
It's a cute nickname.
I wonder if it rhymed as well in Japanese. And Jiro goes, "Bad news!" And
you made her sound like the Birdman from One Piece.
big news!
Big news!
And then Tiger Cop, I'm pretty sure he's a tiger, and he says, "What? The parameter's been breached?" And Minetta's like, I don't know. He's just thinking. And Jiro says, "Something huge is coming our way! Get up there! We gotta hold the line." Oh no, sorry, this is now the pro heroes talking, saying, "Get up there! We gotta hold the line! Trainees, you stand by back here!" Everybody's sweating. Minetta looks very cartoony here, just very cute, where he's like, "You mean the army of heroes? Couldn't stop whatever that is?"
Just as a refresher for those that forgot, sorry, Jozu, Hononuke, Mushroom, and Kaminari, they were all, and Vanta Black, they were all in the other group that were with the hostel. So it was quite a few weeks ago that we saw them, wasn't it?
Oh,
yes,
you're right.
Yeah. I believe were they the ones that hitched a ride on the fat taxi?
Yes.
Yeah.
And now they've just casually turned up.
How they? Because I guess Fatgum turned back though.
I guess they made their own way.
Yeah, I think he said everybody off, so they're just like, okay, let's run. I wonder if I guess Mudman doesn't have the launching thing that Mirio has. Could you bounce on mushrooms? Go Super Mario logic. Are mushrooms bouncy in Super Mario? I guess you just eat them.
In Super Mario World, I think there are some bouncy ones, in the air levels.
Oh, okay. Oh, and this chapter we learn is 278 Disaster Walker, which sounds very kaiju, scary. Ooh. Sorry, I forgot what page number I was still. You have to do the song, or else it doesn't count as scary. It's the rules. And we see Gigantomachia is getting pushed back by Mountain Lady, which is just really, really cool. I'm really glad that she's got to shine so much, and she will more. And we see the League just chilling there. and Compress is wondering, what on earth happened? And Spinner says, well, I was underground when the big guy snatched me up for a ride. Again, taxis. And I did not realize what Fringe was. I thought he was fabric or something, because he blends in with his own clothes.
Oh my gosh, it does look like fabric.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
Gigantomachia is so massive that I'm very impressed that he can pick up someone and not crush any part of them.
Yeah. And the rocks around them are I don't know, they're not mountain size, but they're pretty big. And he's like, ugh. And Dabby's saying, the boss must be awake. Nothing else would get this big lump to budge. And I don't know if Totoga looks pissed. And I wonder if because she can make clothes basically with her disguises.
I guess Twice has just died.
Oh, yes.
But she does have I do like her stroppy, sad face there.
Yeah. And I guess the other people don't know yet. Only Toga know. Toga and Dabby know, but the others don't.
I think they also all hate Fringy McBastard face.
Yes.
A couple chapters ago, it ended on Toga, and she was acting like she was gonna do something huge, and now she's been reduced to just riding on the back of Gigantomachia.
Yeah, I guess that's what she was. That's why I'm wondering where she did get the clothes, and I feel like she's gonna do something else. Once she finds out, Hawks better watch his back because he's gonna get stabbed. And I think Toga's the one saying this is sooner than expected, so she's down to business. And Fringe Man is panicked, saying, "Let me off, Dabby! Why take me and not the others? I must protect Redestro!" And Dabby's keep it down. They haven't noticed us yet. He's I'm being sneaky. Shut up. And who is not being sneaky, he's not supposed to be, is Gigantomachia. He's saying, "I've been waiting, Master! I'm on my way. From mezzanine to happiness to you." And they say, "Ain't that the walking calamity? I thought he didn't move around much. The team in Jakku must have failed." So that's the paranormal league of villains, or whatever they call themselves, commenting on it.
That guy just has a diving outfit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A diver's helmet.
And there's
And The Walking Calamity is my nickname too. So
I like the pterodactyl.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's
I
what
couldn't figure
wondering
it
what that
out.
was.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's the old man from Dragon Ball. Does he have a ponytail?
Tao Pepe?
The Goku's master.
Master
Master
Roshi.
Roshi? He's
Master
bald.
Roshi.
He's
Oh, he's
bald,
bald?
yeah.
Oh, I thought he had a...
I was like, Tao Pepe has the long ponytail like that.
Okay. There's someone who's, like, bubbly looking. Oh, they're shooting bubbles.
Bubble Man.
Bubble butt.
Bubble butt. And then there's somebody, like, shooting fire. I don't know. And they're saying, we gotta back up lady. So it's kind of both like the lead. Oh, the team Injaku. So this is the heroes talking. I thought they were using the, like, because don't each of the different divisions have names?
Yes.
But never mind. Please. And nothing's working. He's too solid. And then we get some ice attacks. Wow, the ice guy's still alive and kicking. I do appreciate that they're on my level of knowing names. Because why would they? And I really like that gritting the teeth. Like, that's a really cool face. And he's saying, what happened here? This is a mess.
This is the most of his face we've seen, isn't it?
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
And the first official confirmation within manga that he's male.
Mm-hmm.
His face is too normal. I'm a bit disappointed. I thought his face was being hidden, so then we'd see it and he was like, I don't know, he looked like a toe or something. It's a very normal face for it to have been hidden.
I was honestly hoping that we would never see his face and that we would just assume he's an ice climber.
or it's just like a black, like literal black face.
Oh. We already got that with Vanta Black.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, he could have been like a Death Eater.
Ooh.
Just a mouth hole.
He's Dementor.
Oh, what did I say?
Death Eater. Because Death Eaters are just like people with hoods.
Oh, they're the Voldemort baddies. Yeah, I got confused.
But fuck J.K. Rowling. So, anyways.
Yes, moving on.
Sorry.
We have Genten riding on an ice board, I guess. I don't know. Looks like he's floating. And we see Cementos. He's like, whatever happens, we must stake our lives on the job. And I guess he's throwing up concrete towards Genten.
And speaking of wanting someone to look like a thumb or a toe, Cementos is an angry toe.
Oh, how dare you! I love Cementos.
He's too square.
Oh, he's the ultimate school teacher husband. I love a square. Squares, also he's more rectangular, and everyone knows rectangles are the best shapes.
Also, there's a square butt, too, so...
Oh.
Yep.
Yes! Cake! We get cake!
Oh, no.
No.
And I like Genten is, like, floating between panels, like, literally looking down at the other panel. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna add about Cementos. Like, he always reminded me of, like, tofu. Like, that's what he looks like.
Oh, like a piece of tofu cube.
I don't think we've seen
makes
Cementos' teeth before.
I love his ear hole.
Oh, yeah!
And, like, his, like, vein on his temple.
Oh, he's an angry tofu.
Killer tofu.
Yeah, but on the panel below, we see some black lines coming from the ground. And on the next page, we see that it's from Reed Estro. He's a big boy right now. And he's fighting Ed Shot, and Destro's saying, how displeasing. And Ed Shot's like, right back at you. Which I'm assuming he flips him off too when he says that, but... This is the moment I arrived, I got caught up in that thing's rampage. And it says, Gigantomachi's activation means that Tomura Shigaraki has awoken in an imperfect state. And then we see Fat Gum, too, in the back here, in this next panel, behind Ed Shot. And he says, or I don't know if he says, somebody says, what did you pesky heroes do to our savior and liberator? We must hold Shigaraki very high in standards.
Well, we know that he does, doesn't he? He's like his saviour.
So.
Yeah, he's such a bum licker.
Yes.
I'm glad that we see that Cementos is safe. He came out of the ground, but he didn't get Cementos.
Yeah, you're
They're
right.
safe, yeah. But Edgeshot attacking Gigantomachia just looks like... it looks like, I don't know, it looks like he's made his bum into like a bee stinger. To take out his shoulder.
It's like a mosquito.
Yes, there we go, that's much better. He looks like a mosquito, and Progestro's just like, ugh.
But a mosquito doesn't use its butt. It uses its mouth.
What?
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about a bee or a wasp when you're talking about from your butt.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But Fat Gum's there. I can't see any other characters that we know.
Yeah, I can't tell any of the other ones.
Is that Selkie?
Oh,
I think it is Selkie.
Yeah.
I see whiskers. What do you think?
Oh, the guy, the sad one's there. Sun Eater's there, isn't he? He's there behind Fat Gum, yeah, because he's got his cloak on, and he's using his animal octopus hand tendrils.
Oh.
That's him, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, okay.
I think so. I think you're right. Go, Sun Eater, go.
Yep, but continuing on, we see a further shot out of the battle ensuing with Gigantomachia. And we get, I have no clue who these villains are. They got a hood on, but it says, after Gigantomachia Liberation Warriors, I cannot read. It says, our revolution is at hand.
I was just going to say that we have seen that guy in the officer panels where we had, when we first were introduced to the team up between the League of Villains and the Liberation Army. I don't remember what group he was in, though. It reminds me of old school Baron Zemo before the Marvel cinematic universe changed his design. He looks quite a bit like him.
Oh, okay. He looks like El Cucuy from Sábado Gigante, but I don't think anybody's going to know what I'm talking about.
He kind of looks like a scarecrow with bug. What is that? It's so weird looking.
He has the Tsukasa's frilly scarf thing.
And his hands too look like doll hands. Or robot hands.
Yeah. We see what seems to be Kamui Woods and Midnight saying, get closer. And Kamui Woods like, yes, ma'am. And says, lady, hold on just a bit longer. And we see Mount Lady struggling. She's going, holding on. And we see that she loses her footing. And she goes, eep, as Gigantomachia grabs her leg and just casually tosses her aside. And he also says, shortest route to master. But yeah, there's just a shot of him just casually tossing her aside, which is ridiculous.
At this point, I feel like we should remind people that Kamui Woods and Mount Lady are dating.
Yes.
Yeah, so all of the time where he's putting the shocked face and he looks really startled, just keep that in mind.
Maybe Mount Lady got distracted. She's like, who's that on your back? No, I'm just kidding.
And she can't do, Kamui Woods can't do a shock face because he doesn't have a mouth. So
his eyes do pretty good.
But his eyes just look the same.
Oh,
yeah,
they don't.
They look the same as when he said, hold on a little longer. Then his eyes look the same when he's seeing Mount Lady get tossed.
I don't think they do. They look smaller when he's watching her get tossed, he's sad.
You can tell a little bit.
Okay.
I will note that Caleb did talk about this, but if you look at her foot, you can see that she's got splinters, which, if you think about how big she is, those are branches instead of splinters, so that's gotta hurt.
Or trees. And you can follow Caleb, the official translator, on Twitter at CDCubed.
Yes.
Okay, and so on to the next page. That's going to hurt. She has just been fully tossed away. And Kamui Woods is just looking back in shock. He's like, Takayama!
Oh!
But Mount Lady's like, no, stay focused. And that's got to be really hard. If I was watching
Midnight.
Yeah, if I was watching my partner be, destroyed, I don't know if I'd be able to keep going forwards. So well done him. Mount Lady says, stay focused. They must have failed in Jakku, and if this guy descends upon the city, we're looking at an unprecedented catastrophe. Power alone won't stop him. So get me near his face. And then she uses her teeth to pull apart her very, very thin, scantily clad outfit. So her plan is to send him asleep. Camry Woods does keep going forwards. Well done him. Then he notices something with a big whoosh come in. And it's cool that Horikoshi has done these sound effects in English.
Mm-hmm.
And we can see that whoosh is Dabby, and he just tries to burn them up, considering Camry Woods is, well, we think mostly wood.
Camry Woods is a grass type, and
Yep.
Dobby's a fire type.
Yep. Their Pokemon are on the difficult ends. I didn't know how to phrase that sentence well. So and Dobby's so arrogant. He's like, oh, see?
I love his face.
Yeah, he's such an arrogant bastard. And Mr. Compress is like, no, not so fast. And Camry Woods is so burnt up. He's burnt to a crisp, and his wood splinters snap off. So Midnight's just sort of flinging forward. And she's like, no, the leak's on his back. Mr. Compress throws 3 balls at her, which then turn out to be bits of the building that were destroyed, like rubble. He's throwing rubble at her. And it doesn't seem to hit her. She just kind of collides into it. And Mr. Compress says, it is unwise to underestimate heroes. And Darby looked so miffed at this. If we thought Toga was sulking, he's properly sulking. And then Gigantomachia just carries on his merry little way. And we see Midnight just on the ground, just really struggling to breathe. And she's saying, what quirk could possibly stop him? Majestic? No. This thing's too big. And she looks like she's in a bad way. She says, really, we're just helpless. Can you hear me, Creaty? And we go to Gary's favourite, and most people's favourite number 1 girl, Momo. She's saying, and she's like, Midnight Sensei? And Midnight continues, are you aware of what's going on? She says, yes, thanks to Jiro's sound waves and Shoji's eyes. And then I think that's not Shoji.
I think it's Sugar
Sato.
Man.
Yeah, Sato. And he's saying, Mount Lady really got tossed aside. And then I think this next person is Ojiro, and he's saying, incoming from Midnight. And Midnight carries on, since brute force won't stop him, put him to sleep. And Momo looks shocked and saying, huh? But Midnight carries on, you'll be breaking the law for sure, but the situation's desperate. He must be sedated. And behind Midnight we can see some approaching figures in the distance. Momo says, I don't understand, Sensei. And we can see that these are, from their get-ups, most likely villains that are now approaching. And one of them says, she's mine.
I do want to comment on the one we were talking about earlier with the hood and the feather boa and like the insect arms. Like he's wearing like sneakers and has like really skinny legs. So skip leg day. Anyway.
Yeah, he's a very... I wonder if... Oh yeah, he's just an insect man, isn't he?
I don't know what he is.
And then Midnight carries on, get the sedative to the heroes, and then get out of there. If things look dicey, save yourselves. And we do a throwback to Class A versus Class B. And we can see Momo with one of her many famous cannons. And Midnight thinking back, happily saying, Yarozo will make a fine leader someday. She says, I trust your judgment. Momo continues, Sensei? And then someone says, what was all that about? Trusting Momoyao? I can't pronounce that. If we got to put someone to sleep, why couldn't Midnight do it?
So then we have Kaminari, and he says, what happened to Midnight? And Momo is thinking. She thinks, what's our strategy? Regardless, she said to flee. And then she, like, hits her forehead because she's trying to think of something. She says, oh, Sensei. Then we see, like, we see Gigantomachia, like, going full sprint through the woods. And we see a lot of melee going on between heroes and villains. It's really hard to tell who's who.
I thought for a while that one of those was Ida. You know, the guy right in the middle pushing someone back because he looks so armoured. And then we can see someone that's got half one coloured hair and half another coloured hair. And I thought that was Shoto. But I know that they can't be because they're evacuating citizens. But for a second I got confused.
I see what you mean. I think these are all people we don't know.
Yeah.
And then more destruction, fire and stuff in the woods, ground being tore up, whatever it is. And Momo thinks to herself, I think she's thinking, what's the plan, Momoyo? So she's calling herself Momoyo or somebody else? Yeah, somebody else must be talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
And do we throw in the towel and retreat? And she yells out as she looks a little more confident here and says, earphone jack, tentacle. And that's Shoji, if anyone doesn't know. She says, give me his distance and ETA based on sound. Plus the giant's height, an estimate will do. And so they're kind of reacting to that. And then she says, Mudman, we need your power as well. Everyone prepare for action.
I like how he's pointing at himself like me.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the Bryan Cranston gif where he does that.
Oh.
Then Jiro's like, he's already an eye shot. Jeez, he's fast. He'll be here in under 10 seconds. And then she's alert. And we see that Kamui Woods has like tied Mount Lady's arms to Gigantomachia's leg using his power. And then she says, I haven't been this clingy since middle school, damn it. So then Jiro says, he slowed down, but only a little. And Shoji has his arm extended, I think, and he says, he's 25 meters tall. That's bigger than Mount Lady. And then we got Momo. She's like producing canisters from her arms. And she says, in all our lessons, we were never taught to turn our backs to the enemy. And then Kaminari's like, damn straight. And then like she hands off these canisters to them. She says, I will stand and fight. You all. And then Kaminari says, don't waste your breath. Costumes, check. On the scene, check. That makes us heroes. And we get like Ojiro, Tetsu, Sugarman, and Mineta like nodding, looking all, well, they look really goofy, but they're trying to look like serious. And then she says, prepare to engage the enemy. And that's the end. Next chapter hits August 2nd.
This was one of my favourite chapters for ages, and I think it was just because of the last few pages.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to guess first what we think the sedative is, or like what Mount Midnight meant, or do we want to save that for like each of our reactions?
I don't know. I don't really know sedatives, so I don't have much of a guess.
I don't know if it will be a sedative because it's Momo's plan. So she said to sedate him, but they could just try and hold him down, or I don't know. So I don't know if it necessarily will be a sedative.
I guess because she said put him to sleep, and also that she said that it would be illegal, like breaking the law, which like Momo has her license, so she's allowed to use her quirk and fight. So I wonder if it might be like making something like drugs, so like actually illegal. I don't know.
That probably might be it, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you could be right, because I was thinking like provisional license, they're not really supposed to fight without a hero. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh.
Well,
I think the drug production one sounds like that might be it.
Yeah.
And they all just like throw drugs at him. Also, the real solution is you just put one of Mineta's sticky things on him and he can't move. Like,
just throw Mineta at him.
Yeah. Well, I think like legitimately we've never seen anything break Mineta's like sticky balls.
Not that.
Straight up. I'm trying to think. I don't think we have. Like, only he can unattach it. So, like, I guess he's already, like, running at them. And he can still, like, rampage, even if he's, like, stuck in, like, kind of one place. And I guess he could just tear at the ground, we need another word for his sticky balls. That tear the hair that, like, the hair is connected to, like, the ground. He could just tear the chunk of earth that the hair is connected to. I foiled my own plan. So I guess for my thoughts of the chapter, if it's okay if I go first.
Yeah.
Okay. I really like seeing more of the students, especially because like I guess we were seeing Deku and Bakugo, but it was so stressful there, where it was like it's nice to see the students and like, but in a different kind of stress. And I really, really love that Mountain Lady's getting so much chance to shine, which is just really, really cool. Also that like all the heroes are doing really good. I think the art is especially good. Like we get some cool paneling stuff. I like that Gitten came back. I do wonder if is Gitten Ice Guy, I think?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they're gonna do anything interesting. I I don't care that much about Redestro. Like, at this point, he's just kind of, like, there.
Mm-hmm.
Two Colossus fighting is really cool. I'm really glad that they thought to use Midnight, which I think is, like, really, really smart. But I like that the League, like, so quickly, like, they're like, nope, we're defending this. And now, like, a plan with Momo. I don't know if Midnight has a plan in mind or she just trusts Momo's plan. Because, like, the shot of her is of when she was knocked out and she, like, attached herself to Kendo to slow her down. So, like, her plan, did it end up being a tie or did Momo I think Momo lost. I think her team lost still. So, I don't know. I really love kind of getting to see Midnight as a teacher and, like, really being a hero and not just being like, I love youthfulness all the time. So, I really like the Trust Your Judgment panel. I do wonder, I think using Mudman's really smart because they could just sink Gigantomachi and maybe throw drugs in his mouth. Like, my guess is morphine or something. I don't know if it's illegal to... I guess it also has to be something that she already knows how to make. Like, she's not pulling out her encyclopedia. She already knows how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, like, he's really big, so you'd have to make, like, even more. I don't know. Good chapter.
I don't know if they've all got sedative in their pots. I don't know how they are all going to unleash that sedative and not knock each other out. But we know she's able to make masks for everyone. So I wonder if she's going to make them all a mask. But it'd be funny if like, stupid ones is like, yeah, take this, and then just like knock the wind changes. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't know because they're really small. She makes it like really fast. I don't know. It's very interesting. I'm glad Momo's taking the lead. Yay!
It's cool, and we might get to see Shoji do some cool stuff. Woo! And heaven forbid, Ojiro.
Ojiro's gonna take him out. He's just gonna hit him with his tail. And like, I win. I actually had a big weight on my tail this entire time.
I did like Rock Lee.
Yeah.
Just drop the weights and be like, I'm super quick now, guys. Did you want to add anything else, or?
Okay, I guess my theory would be that they're gonna sink Gigantomachia with Mudman, then they're gonna, like, maybe stick him as well with Mineta, and I feel like Kiroshima's gonna go... I really want, like, Hiroshima to go, Unbreakable? Because that would be a cool face-off. And then I guess they just throw drugs in his mouth, but, like, their plan. Or maybe it's gas? I don't know. I feel like he's dumb enough to, like, just swallow the drugs. But maybe, I feel like it's gonna be, like, they're gonna have to, like, one-up. And I wonder if they'll have to, I guess they'll interact with the League as well. So, like, I'm really excited, but I worry it might cut away after this to something else. I hope not. But that's all I gotta say.
Cool. James, what do you think?
Okay, honestly, I really enjoyed the kaiju-ness fight of it. Because Mountain Lady's really reminding me a lot of Ultraman right now. But, let's see. Other than that, Genten making an appearance is pretty good too. Because, like, even the last two times that we got a Genten appearance, we never see the result of what they've done. Like, even in Deka City and stuff like that. They just cut away. Let's see what else. Also, don't care too much about Redestro, so who cares about him? I like the scarecrow puppet looking guy a lot. It's a really cool design, and like he reminds me of a Mexican character. Let's see, Dobby being kind of a sassy person was kind of funny. He's like, see, was pretty good too. I don't know if it is sedatives or anything like that. I have no idea what it could be that she's gonna do, but like you said earlier, Kendra, she usually comes up with her own plans, so maybe she's got something else in mind. But other than that, good chapter.
Cool.
Okay, I was hoping, I thought I had my mic on mute for a minute.
This was my favourite chapter for ages, and I think it's just because we saw the students, and it didn't seem as doom and gloom, except maybe for Midnight. But I don't think Midnight will be dead. though one of those guys was wearing a mask. So he might not be affected by her sleepy spores. But I hope not. But I liked it, and it made me really excited for the next chapter, because a lot of the time recently, at the end of the chapters, I've been filled with dread, worrying what's going to happen in the next chapter. I'm like, no, my favourite character's going to die, Ozawa Sensei. But now I'm filled with like excitement for the next chapter. But I don't have anything else to add, really. Everyone's had very good points.
Okay, I'll go next then. I do want to say on page 1 in the second panel, where it shows the Fat Taxi people saying, "We're back," like, Sugarman's face in that is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. He's got, like, really bad, like, duck lips or whatever.
Mhm.
I
good.
forgot about that, yeah. So, I enjoyed the chapter as well. Not a ton to add. I think the same as Sophie. I think it's because we got to see the students. As it was going along, it felt like there were some unnecessary bits, but by the end, I was liking it a bit. And by unnecessary bits, I kind of mean, like, the characters that we don't know, like, fighting in the forest and stuff like that, just kind of felt like filler, because it's like we don't know or care about them, and we kind of get the point a big fight is going on, and they're trying to keep Gigantomachia back, so it seemed like there was a little too much of that, but I'm not complaining because it looks really beautiful. I love that we get a little bit of a different venue with a forest that we don't usually see in the series. It's usually urban. Then, let's see. I do wish when Midnight was telling them to put Gigantomachia to sleep that she said, "Bam, bam, 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 he needs to be sedated." That would have been
What?
the best thing.
What's that from?
The Ramones.
Oh.
And then there was one more bit. I was thinking, like, my theory on what Momo's plan is, they're going to try to trip him. So, yeah, using Mudman, maybe, like, a rope, something like that, to get him on the ground so they have easier access to his face, because obviously the aerial plan didn't work. Because when I was first reading this, I was expecting Momo to produce a cannon to shoot it upward, but he has his defense on his back to thwart anything that might come that way. And not that Momo necessarily knows that, but I was also thinking, like, we don't need another cannon. We've had so many. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. They're gonna try to get him down on their level, which would be pretty frightening. And so overall, I did like the chapter quite a bit because of the students being such an integral focus, and especially Momo. Like, I'm always down for more Momo content, and it does feel like a chapter that's leading us to a bigger event in the next chapter, so that it accomplishes its purpose in that way, and I look forward to what happens. I don't think they're gonna, like, completely stop him, but they might slow him down a little bit. We'll see, but I'm excited to see what happens. I would like to see some victory, no matter how minor, for the students here to prove themselves, and that's all.
Woo. But sadly, we're gonna have to wait a week before we find out what happens. 2 weeks. Sorry, I meant an extra week. Do we know, is it a holiday or is it because of COVID?
I think it's because of COVID, because almost all the other manga artists are taking 2-week breaks, and I don't know what kind of holiday there is. And there was really no real announcement about that. They usually announce that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure.
Yay.
There was, like, a tweet from Horikoshi where he was, like, apologizing for taking a week off last week. I don't know what the reason was exactly, but everyone was assuring him, like, get your rest, we want you safe.
Well, I don't know. Take care, Horikoshi. And we do have an email. Are we ready to move on to the email?
Yes.
Yes.
This is my hero academia.
Okay, so we got an email from Ben, and they sent in, "Hi, MHA Pod. It's my opinion Mountain Lady stole the show this chapter." Keep in mind this was from July 5th. But she's still stealing the show now. The character introduced as the show-stealing Glory Hound is now single-handedly holding back a kaiju-sized villain that had the League on the ropes. I'm so proud of our mega-sized hero girl. Do you think Horikoshi has a soft spot for her? Compared to most other side characters, Mountain Lady has made more frequent appearances and had more big moments, no pun intended. I think she's had more screen time than some members of Class 1A now that I think about it. Sincerely, Ben.
Well, she was supposed to be in Class 1A, wasn't she? Or he wanted to give somebody in Class 1A her quirk, but then he thought it would be too... I don't know, he thought it would be too powerful, or he thought it would be too stereotypical, but he didn't include her. So that's why he made her a pro hero instead. But I'm sure he did want to include her in, so I'm sure he definitely does have a soft spot for her.
A part of it too, like he explained that it was in case fights happened indoors, it would be really hard to incorporate her quirk. But like when I think about that, like a lot of the fights that we've seen from Class 1A were like USJ, Camino, the camping one, like they're all outdoors or very large spaces, even the provisional license exam. So like I think technically she could have worked in those scenarios. But yeah, I do agree with you and Ben that he does try to incorporate her where he can, usually as like humor, like a comic relief character, but we do see her shine as a hero every now and then too. So it's obvious that he does want to include her.
And you mentioned comic relief, but it like she definitely was, especially kind of like showing maybe the side that Stain doesn't like of only being after money and like fame. But then we do see her at Camino where she like literally puts like a truck through their base, or I think that was like where maybe it wasn't at Camino. It was where they were holding the Nomus basically. That's where she did like her slam dunk truck. So like I do appreciate that like she could still be a hero that way, like she's still doing good and like she's like teaming up. She has, I don't know, she's living her life. She's like she has a boyfriend or she's teaming up with people. Go Mountain Lady, go. So and I do wonder if she has had like more screen time than say like Kagegure or something. But I don't know. I'm really glad that Mountain Lady is kicking ass. Because it shows like there's other ways to be a hero, and also that like the heroes like appreciate her as well.
Oh, it's got to hurt being dragged along by that monstrous beast.
Oh yeah,
just like snapping into like rocks and trees, and her face just like right on his shin. I mean, I'm guessing that his legs are the same sort of muscles as his rocky back, and that's right in her face.
Yeah.
So kudos to her.
I do worry about the League, like, turning around and attacking her, so she doesn't slow them down. But I guess that's a good distraction for when the kids go in and do something. I guess I wonder if, like, Momo will also direct heroes to help her as well.
I wonder what Kamui Woods is going to do.
Ooh,
like
yeah.
He's holding Mount Lady on, but is he just going to... Because he can snap the wood on his arms to keep her in place and then do something else, but then Darby's also there, who's his natural enemy. Oh, I don't know.
And also kind of thinking, like, it was interesting that Midnight was being like, oh, who could beat him? And, like, oh, he's too big for, like, the other guy to do it. And I just wonder, but, like, Momo's thought is, like, us all working together. Or I guess, no, her thought was to do it herself and kind of giving them the option to run. But I guess, like, she kind of had to have them help unless she's, like, all by herself gonna, like, make some Attack on Titan gear and, like, take him on and throw sphere things at him. Or cylinders. So, I don't know, I'm very, like, I hope Momo maybe will direct, like, I hope heroes listen to her as well. Which would be neat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is the legend of Creati! She's gonna become the greatest hero. Screw you, Deku.
It's Creati's Genesis. I will.
That's a good one.
Thank you. I thought about that for 5 seconds. Anyway, it would be ironic if like she was trying to lead a hero and was like not confident about it, and the hero is like, I'm not gonna listen to you, you're a kid, and then they get like stepped on by Gigantia, and then they're out.
Oh, we shall see. And it's also kind of, I guess, like one other thing I noticed is that Jiro is kind of like, I feel like she's kind of like, we get her, she's kind of like but I just like her like reactions and stuff. And it is kind of funny being able to tell, I guess they're telling the height by Shoji's eyes, but if they did it by, oh my god, Jiro, it would be kind of like Dr. Stone this week.
Mm. Does anyone have anything to add about this chapter?
Nope.
Cool.
And now it is time to close this episode. So I don't know what voice that is, but I really like it. So, Gary, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Wrath of Giraffe.
James, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at That One Welder Guy. I also have the Kicking Stones podcast, a Dr. Stone read-through podcast, as well as the Weeb Jammin' podcast, where we've finished our Samurai Champloo episode, and that should be out fairly soon, and you can follow that at Jammin' Weeb.
Nice. You can follow me on Twitter at Sniper of My Heart, and I have another podcast where I will cry about Haikyuu, and there are other people on it as well. It's not just me.
It's a group of people crying.
It's a group of people crying. You can follow that on Twitter at HaikyuuPod. And Sophie, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Chopper's Antlers. You can find the podcast at MHAPod on Twitter. Our email, myheropod@gmail.com, and our website, www.mhapod.com. And our episodes are also now regularly on YouTube, thanks to Kendra. Yay!
That's semi-regularly. I apologize, people. If you listening to this on YouTube, I will try to be better at it. And in this trying times, it's hot, or it might be cold where you are. The weather and time zones are weird also. I don't know when you're listening to this.
Wherever you are, you'll have weather.
You'll have weather, but you might hear a buzzing in your ear. So I just want to warn you: don't swat and shot. Go beyond.
Plus
Ultra.
This is My Hero Academia Plus Ultra. Manga, anime, news and more. Plus Ultra.